Well, businesses in Denver and across the state and really all across the country suffered, of course, when the pandemic forced life as we know it to halt. And for years now, we've seen some businesses slowly getting back to normal.
Here in Denver, that finally seems to be the case for short-term rentals. Denver 7's Veronica Acosta explains how city officials know this, but why others aren't so sure.
When you think of a business, this isn't typically where your mind goes first. But renting out homes for small periods of time is exactly how hundreds of people are making some extra money. Shalom Kaiser was one of the many thriving when short-term renting was at its peak years ago.
I think in the beginning, closer to 2016, the units were doing really well. I think that's because there just weren't that many back then.
But just like they did for other small business owners, things came crashing down nearly 3 years ago.
During COVID, everything came to a halt in March of 2020. Within a week, maybe even a few days, all of the bookings that we had across our units, we had about 25 total that we were managing. Everything was canceled and we lost all of the revenue. At that point, I didn't really know what to do.
For the first time since the pandemic started, Denver officials say short-term rental licenses are back up. In March 2020, there were 2,570 active short-term rental licenses. That dropped by hundreds shortly after. Fast forward to now, that number is back up, even higher than before, to 2,584 rental licenses. Officials believe it's not only good news for rental owners, but also for Denver's tourism.
So we're seeing signs that the travel industry may have fully recovered from the pandemic.
If you ask Shalom, he's not so sure that's the case.
I'm reading that things are slowing down, mostly because of saturation in the market.
But he is hopeful that if it is, he starts seeing business pick up more and more. So I also asked Visit Denver what they were kind of seeing. They said that, of course, they saw numbers in tourism go down when the pandemic first started, and when it was really at its height, they said that since about April of 2021, they've seen things slowly climb more and more. So some good news there for our city. In Denver, I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
All right, thank you, Veronica.